touch, man.
Like,
how long you been sitting on that?
I was holding it back.
You know what? Just give me one clean one. Just let it out.
Musty's next!
The distance.
And that's our cold open.
Oh my god.
Disclaimer. We do not own or claim ownership of the Pokemon franchise and any Pokemon established in official canon. That's all owned by Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. This is just a podcast made by 4 friends who love Pokemon. It's our love letter to a franchise most of us grew up with. So please go support the official release.
Previously on PKMN Legacy.
The woman you're looking for, her name's Victoria Vladimir. She's probably expecting you in Cortland already.
What? This whole place looks futuristic and that is totally her vibe.
We're coming at you live from the Newton Town Civic Center, where the King of the Mountain Brawl tournament will be held. Velma Vladimir.
You made it!
I mean, that's amazing!
Christopher Gray.
You made it too!
But I shouldn't have!
Emily Gray.
This is a family affair!
Maxine.
Huh?
I am now really, really glad I did not make it into that.
Heading to a hotel or something, or?
We got nothing.
Oh, that's so sad. Do you guys want to stay over at my place?
We'll take it.
Oh, Angel, you're an angel!
With her, so like her flat, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not that big, correct?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, we're probably like just huddled up and bunched together in this tiny little flat.
It's like camping.
You are a bunch of sardines in this little tin.
Oh no.
No, we're a bunch of, shoot.
Wishy-washy?
Yeah. Or like, the Remoraid's.
Barboach?
Barboach.
Fish.
Fishymons.
All right. You all had a good night. Had some, sugary junk food snacks. Watched a bit of Batman, the animated series.
Yeah.
And you guys all hit the hay. But sugar does wonders for the system when you go to sleep. And so, you dream.
That music.
Maddie, for once you do not wake up in La Park Park.
La Park.
No longer the etchings of a romanticized Calosian vista here. None of your sister's casual jazz playing on her little Walkman in the background. Instead, you wake up in a forest, and not the dead wood etchings that you remember. Still a bit hazy with the dreaminess of the state of being, but you are witness to a forest, ancient and verdant as ever. And you know you need to collect some herbs before you head back to your village.
Okay. Can I roll for like insight or anything just to see?
Insight plus alert.
I rolled a 2 out of 5.
In your conscious mind, you realize this is a dream. You are seeing visions before you, ones you are not familiar with. You also realize that as part of this dream, you feel the urge to play it out in character of whatever is going on. You have a hunch whose dreams these might be, but for now you will play the part.
They're not my own dreams?
These are not your visions.
Okay. Is there anything, is it all forest in all directions?
A wide, verdant expanse, the setting sun evening glow emanating through what little gaps there are in the foliage. A speckled twilight realm here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start gathering said herbs that I am looking for. And I don't know what I'm making, right? I just know I need these herbs.
Not just you. Your village needs these herbs.
Oh, okay. Maddie looks around, and it's almost as if she can sense where, like, the nearest one is. So she turns her head, she walks over, she picks it up, assuming I have a bag of sorts.
You have a satchel to your side. With your long limbs, you pluck it out of the ground. Delicately, from your claw, place it into your satchel.
Am I able to, like, close my eyes and try to sense where the next ones are?
Absolutely. Not even a need to roll for this. You just inhale, exhale, and as your breath emanates, so too does your energy, and you can feel it resonate with the world around you. And you can tell that the next succulents over there, the next ferns over there, the next flowery petals over there.
Yeah, so I like see it like as like outlines of light where I need to go. So I walk towards each one and I start picking them up and putting them in my satchel almost routinely.
And as you do that, there is a crack in the underbrush nearby you. You don't know what it is, what it could be.
But I know that I have to get these herbs back to my village. Can I like wait and see? Can I hold action?
Make me a dexterity plus alert.
Okay. 1 out of 2.
Like prey, awaiting the presence of a predator, you stand as perfectly still as you can, holding your breath, trying to detect what might be. And it's not long before a lumbering giant erupts from the underbrush, weapon in hand, and is charging right at you.
Yeah, now I run.
Dexterity plus athletic.
Okay. 1 out of 2.
You run as fast as your limbs can carry you, but it is not enough. This giant is 10 feet tall, maybe more, towering above you. Underbrush, the trees are bending out of his way as he charges for you, with bloodthirsty intent. And you trip on a gnarled root and fall to the ground as he closes in on you. Before you can even let out a scream, though, smaller figures jump out and fend him off. Fellow villagers, friends, family, chasing the giant back. It takes so many of them. While they are fighting against him, what do you do?
I clutch the satchel with the herbs in it, and knowing that I feel like me adding into the fight isn't going to help, but I can aid what's going on back there and potentially help anyone who gets hurt. I'm going to start going back to the village with the herbs because they feel too valuable to just throw away.
Just give me one more dexterity plus athletic check.
0 out of 2.
It is rough going in your state of panic, but you eventually do make it back to the village. The same cannot be said for the people who are fighting to defend you. You wait to tend to wounded, to escapees. Anissa waits.
Oh, no.
And you wake up.
No. I made a mistake.
It is what it is.
I love the drama, though. I live for the drama.
Velma, Chris, you wake up around her, too.
Gonna admit, not the best sleeping situation I've been in.
You guys made it? And Maddie, like, throws her arm over, like, as if in search of, like, something and, like, accidentally smacks Chris in the face.
Oh!
What?
What'd you do that for?
What? Good morning.
Oh, well, if I wasn't awake before, I'm awake now.
Good morning. How do you like, a donut?
I don't know if I've had a donut before. What is that?
You've never had a donut?
Maybe, but...
We'll get fresh ones. I know a good store in downtown.
Do they have purple?
They probably have, like, purple icing.
This'll do.
Is it like, a croissant?
Okay, so take the croissant, make it into a circle, and also make it deep fried. And cover it in as much sugar and icing as you can.
Oh, maybe we should keep it away from Velma. Hey! I'm kidding. We'll all get to enjoy one of these magical circle croissants.
Yeah, it's a donut, Maddie. It's just a donut.
Cronut?
Maybe?
Depends on which region you're in.
Angel reaches for her computer and goes, okay, well, let me just check online, see if they have any in stock, and... computer turned off.
Oh.
Must have had another power surge.
Is that normal?
Well, kinda, I guess. We've been having a lot of power surges all throughout the city recently.
That sounds suspicious. Oh, perfectly normal.
I'm sure they'll fix it eventually.
Suspicious. I need breakfast.
Okay, let's go to get some donuts then. Or cronuts.
Croissant!
You guys head downtown, have some delicious croissant donut. Let's cut over to some downtime as you get ready for the day. Let's go over to Velma. How do you spend your hour or two of downtime?
I'm gonna spend it training.
And who are you training with? I'll say this, you can actually train with up to 2 Pokemon, because I'm realizing if we limit it to 1 Pokemon a day, that's kind of slow, and we need to get this store moving.
Yeah, I'm gonna train Minion and Goonie.
Okay, how does that training go?
And I can use the TMs during training. Just double clarifying that, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I really want to teach Minion Duststorm, and I really want to teach Goonie Power Chord.
I think Minion already knows Duststorm, actually.
I thought I had to forget it.
Were you kind of using Pokemon Legends Arceus rules here? It's still in your database, you just have to equip it again. And does Goonie need Power Chord? Let me take a look. Goonie does not know Power Chord. You can absolutely teach it. You can also use some of your training points to teach it any of the moves that you do not have access to. Fury Swipes, Bite, Play Rough, Thief. I'm sure the listeners are loving us describing what this sheet looks like that they can't see.
I know.
In that case, I'd really love to teach Venoshock to Minion.
We'll resolve this after we get some more training points. So, why don't you make me We'll describe the training process.
Since we're in a city, I think we're going to be doing this classic Rocky style, where we got the classic training montage going.
That is absolutely cool plus lore.
Yes, lore.
Dice, lucky dice, lucky dice, lucky dice.
1 out of 3. Since you're training 2 Pokemon, we'll do 2 rolls. So they each get 1 as you take them up the steps to the beat of rock music.
Do 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 do. Da da da.
I'd be worried about copyright infringement, but as long as you sing in that sort of voice, we'll be fine.
Such sweet dulcet tones.
The 3 of you are perfectly in sync. You punch those slabs of meat. You run up the steps. You get caught in a freeze frame. So, Minion now has 4 training successes. You can use 3 of those to learn Venoshock.
Sweet.
You will have to give up one of your other moves that you currently have in order to learn Venoshock. You got Poison Sting, String Shot, Confusion, Duststorm, and Gust.
See, part of me almost wants to get rid of String Shot, but at the same time, in like non-battle situations, we've used that so much. Probably Gust, because I have Duststorm already, so I could probably forget Gust.
Minion focuses down, deprioritizes knowing how to blow gusts of air, and instead he focuses on getting toxic with Venoshock. I love these references that I don't get.
It's like Britney Spears Toxic.
I don't listen to music. I live under a rock.
You know Rocky!
That's not music. That's a movie that my dad watches all the time.
Hey.
But you know Britney Spears, right?
Sure.
Do you know who Britney Spears is?
Yes, I know who Britney Spears is. It's a bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's playing us.
Yo, I almost had a heart attack.
She plays Hilary Duff, yeah?
What?
Wait, no, you're thinking of 2 different people.
Let's keep going.
He's trolling.
Yes.
Okay, so Goonie, you wanted him to learn Power Chord. I would say no training points needed. You can you put on his earphones, put the disc in, and you hear that familiar,
My name's TM Turtle. Thanks for checking out this technical machine for Power Chord. Are you ready to learn? That's the spirit. Come on! Now, before we belt out this sick riff, we gotta warm up. So get ready and let's do some sirens together. 1 for your attack, 1 for your special attack, and then a couple of short ones for every ally you have in close range. Let's go!
I cannot.
Whoa! Whoa!
and Goonie learns Power Chord.
Yay!
Velma, when you're finishing up your training and while Goonie's listening to the workout routine, you see a little rustle on one of the bushes next to you.
Huh.
And out pops up a tiny little Joltik.
So tiny!
It's like the size of your nose.
It's just a little guy.
Oh, little baby boy.
He's a little guy. He's a little fella.
Or girl. Or non-binary, I don't know.
Respect.
Exactly.
And he holds up a tiny little envelope.
He's a little mailman.
And he hands you a tiny little envelope. Do you take the tiny little envelope?
I take the tiny little envelope.
Okay, you take the tiny little envelope. You carefully open it up with your thick-ass gloves.
I was gonna say with your thick ass.
It is folded over so many times, but eventually you get it up to what looks like be an actual piece of paper, and it reads, Velma, I heard you were in town, and I would so love the chance to meet with you. There's this lovely little cafe in the historic section, if you would be so kind to accept my invitation. If so, please come alone. V. You turn around, Joltik is gone.
I think right in this, Velma would still be looking around. Just, and you just see her little pigtails swishing around in the air. And then she looks off in the distance, but like seriously, but suspiciously, but seriously, as she's still doing aerobics with everybody.
So you've been doing aerobics this whole time?
This whole time, yes. She was doing aerobics this whole time.
You know what? Respect. We cut over to Chris. What is Chris doing for his downtime?
This might come as a surprise, Kay, but Chris is going to do something he hadn't done in a long time. He's going to do some reconnaissance.
Ooh.
I actually had this planned for this episode specifically, so...
Did you? Okay.
I have things in motion, and hopefully they go well with these rolls if I have to make them.
What are you trying to do recon on?
So, what he's trying to figure out is more about that AJ from Newtontown. It's like something he can't shake from his mind. He's like, I know I've seen them somewhere before. I just don't know where. But it's like a weird sort of staticky sort of thing, but he can't put two and two together. So what he's trying to do, what I would like for him to do, is I want him to contact someone.
Who did you have in mind?
It was going to be originally, had we not run into Angel, to contact Angel again, but that's because she knows, I think it's that guy, Gabe?
Gabe, yeah.
Yes.
And she was going to tell you some info she found. We'll go to this conversation with Angel, but why don't you give me a clever plus... I think this would also be lore check.
Clever plus lore?
Yeah.
Oakley dokley. 2 out of 4.
Not bad. One moment. I gotta get the lore book. I'm trying to keep notes so I don't get wires crossed.
I'm proud of you.
Joltik, set piece battles. Maddie having the crazy dream running through the forest, picking up field mice, bopping them on the head. That doesn't come until much later.
Wait, what?
Don't worry. Okay, guess I'm winging it.
I like where this is going.
I'm gonna say this happens a bit after you get donuts. You two are enjoying them together while Maddie does her thing, Velma does her thing. You are just sitting on a park bench. I was trying to tell you yesterday, but I asked Gabe to dig into some of the things you wanted to know about, and I did find a little bit of stuff.
Okay, so what'd you end up finding?
So Lauren, she is from the Galar region. She used to be military, actually. Air Division.
Military?
Yep.
Huh.
So yeah, she came to the region a while back. Then she became in charge of the regional weather facility in Pippin. She replaced the mayor of Pippintown in election, and now she works at the gym as well, so she keeps a tight schedule and a tight ship.
Do you happen to know exactly what year or how long she's been mayor for the town?
I think roughly a decade ago.
A decade? Oh, they've been at this for quite some time.
And then there was the other one, AJ. She was the other judge. We tried doing a background check on her. Not really much to uncover, actually. Kind of boring. But she's from Hoenn, too, so that's fun.
Wait, do you happen to know which area in Hoenn she's from?
She looks at her notes. Says she's from around Moss Deep City.
Moss Deep City. Isn't that the place with that space shuttle by it? That has that space program?
Think so.
She's also from Hoenn, and then he's also hearing it from Moss Deep City. The areas that happened in that one, if I remember correctly, was where Team Aqua and Team Magma were quite present with the whole space program, trying to get, like, information around, I guess it was Rayquaza? I could be wrong about that, but I do remember Moss Deep being a very prevalent part in the game.
Depends on the version. I think it had a part in Emerald where Magma tried to steal some jet fuel or something. I played Sapphire, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking Oris, in which case there's Delta episode, but that's post.
Oh, Delta. Okay. He's trying to think. He's like, does AJ have any connections to that? Either one of those organizations, whether it's Magma or Aqua.
I'd say this would be another, actually, not clever plus lore, insight plus lore.
Ooh, Dice Gods, give me something good. 4 out of 5.
The dice gods are pleased with you.
I see. Oh,
You sure do.
yes.
I think we gotta take a break here because we need to prepare for a flashback.
Oh, this will be good.
Mosty's nuts.
Oh,
I was holding back so much, man.
For listeners at home, Chi-Chi typed that into the chat while we were playing the moment we said Moss Deep City.
I was like,
How long you been sitting on that?
I was holding it back.
You know what? Just give me one clean one. Just let it out.
Musty's nuts.
The distance.
And that's our cold open.
oh my God.
Hey, welcome back to the pause menus. Kay here. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you are, put your money where your mouth is. We got a Patreon for that. You can get rewards like your name in the end credits of the YouTube releases, access to behind-the-scenes bonus tidbits. I'm just realizing my mouth and my voice sounds a bit phlegmy right now, very nasally. I have to fix that later. Also, Ultra Bowler tier patrons, get your name mentioned here verbally by me in the pause menu with my nasally-ass voice, which I shall do now for Bamburi, Cammy Cat, Cybernetic Pink Guy, Donkey Odo, Doodle Boy, Javon, Jonathan Jesus Macias, Key NT, Limus Humane, Mr. Someone, PBC 98, Quest, Red Phoenix 2412, Renamon Music Box Brony, and Unoriginal. Thanks to you guys and to all our patrons for supporting the show. And if you want another way to support us, we got word of mouth. Tweet or post about the show on Twitter or Blue Sky using the hashtag PKMNLegacy. Leave a good comment on our YouTube releases, or just leave a good review on wherever you found this podcast. I'll try looking for it. Do that, and like our patrons, we might use your name for one of our NPCs. For example, Anissa is named after Anissa of Punta Translations from Twitter. Angel is named after @AngelTigress777 on Twitter. AJ, named after AJ Where Art Thou on Twitter. And Travis is named after Travis Grows from our Patreon. Oh, and TM Turtle, named after Turtle Lover 2244 from our Patreon as well. Speaking of which, special thanks to my brother Murph for voicing TM Turtle. Alright, if you hear any noise, that's my dog Bailey, who is right next to me as I'm recording this. Hi Bailey. Anything for the podcast? No, you just enjoying your little snack? Cool. Where was I? Right, nothing big to plug. As I mentioned before, though, I have a Blue Sky account, and I've been much more active there than on Twitter. So, if you'd like to follow me there, who knows, you may find treats like full art and Pokedex entries and stats for all the fake mon we released thus far for the podcast, complete with shiny recolorings. That's up to you. But if you wanted to, that would be kpoplic.bsk.social. Link in the description. I think that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Any words from you, Pup? Bailey, anything to say? No? Okay. Sorry for disturbing you. Go back to your treat. I love you. She's a very sweet girl. Anyway, unpause. Chris, you are pondering, trying to piece the things together, and then it hits you like an icicle spear to the face. Why don't you make a retroactive dexterity plus evade?
Ooh. 0 out of 2.
It hits like an icicle spear to the face as you remember that same memory that was sort of coming back to you back when you were in the tournament. You were somewhere between Evergrande City and Pacific Time. You were taking on an onslaught of aqua grunts alongside Travis,
Oh yes, my hellhound.
the muscle to your broodiness. And then you were accosted by a woman with dark hair, dark skin, and her cloister as it shot a flurry of icicle spears directly at you when you were not paying attention. And you take a nasty blow to the gut as you duck back.
Okay, now I'm angry. Hey Travis.
You okay, best buddy?
Yeah, I would be in a lot better shape if you could help.
Having trouble with the ladies, huh? Ah, well, let's go, Mariana!
Meanwhile, the woman in the bandana just narrows her brow and goes, Cloister, Sharpedo, take out these idiots. And we're not going to roll for initiative here. So, what did Chris do back then?
So, as sad as it is to say, Chris did a lot of environmental damage.
No.
I can't get in trouble if there's no trouble to be around when I'm done.
Oh no.
Chris.
So, his whole thing is, well, it's in the water, and it needs water to be able to operate. All right, girl. Flamethrower on the water where that Sharpedo is. I want you to evaporate it until it's gasping for air.
That is fucking dark.
I told you.
Special plus channel
Ooh, this isn't
plus 3.
special plus channel. This is new.
Usually those rolls are already taken care of when you click on the moves.
4 out of 7.
Describe that to me. You remember it best.
As Chris gives this very calm but insane command, Ginger has kind of become numb at this point to like his commands, but still follows him because she knows it's the only way. She just kind of stopped holding back at a certain point, turns to the Sharpedo, and is charging up this almost inhumane flame of pure malice. What used to be anytime she would bite someone with her fire fang, it would leave a mark. Instead, she's channeled that much energy into the flame itself, and as it fires out, you can immediately feel a complete shift in temperature, as if it's like all the moisture in your body's leaving you, if you're not used to her flames. And as it comes into contact with the water, almost instantly you see complete evaporation, mist enveloping the area, and all you can probably see is just the Sharpedo flopping back and forth uncontrollably, trying to find some kind of water to get back to its normal state.
You have never smelled something so foul as the scent of sulfur mixed with dried fish.
Oh.
It's not dead, but maybe it wishes it was. Aqua jets away from you, dives into the water and tries to take care of the burn. Meanwhile, you hear the woman, who you now recognize as AJ, say, Fine, overkill it is. Cloister, target the Houndoom. Rock Blast, utilize your skill link ability.
Oh no.
Rock, rock, rock. Ginger can only dodge so many of them, but it is an onslaught of them.
Oh no.
And then suddenly you hear
Surprise attack!
Travis and Mighty Anna charge forth. You see it leap into the air, and it lets out a roar laced with electricity as it clamps onto one of the spears poking out of the shell of Cloister and uses that as a lightning rod. As it the meathead goes for AJ, runs for her with a big ol' punch. AJ just sidesteps, grabs his arm, judo throws him, and brushes off her shoulder as if it was nothing.
Really? Really? You had one job? One?
No, I was going easy on her for dramatic effect.
Oh, you're insufferable.
More like insuffer a bro. Best buddies.
No time for this.
How does this battle end?
He knows that, one, there is an incapacitated Pokemon that's good, but what he would do next is the one thing he's best at, and that is being sneaky. So, he would cause Ginger to use her second move that she knew at the time, which is Smokescreen. He doesn't say anything, he just looks at Ginger and gives her a nod. She would begin to envelop the entire area in a smoke screen, in basically a gaseous black fog. And that's when he begins to sneak around closer to AJ because he'd be able to know where she's at.
I need you, Chris, to make dexterity plus stealth.
Come on, let these somewhat young bones work. 1 out of 3.
You try to go for the attack, you feel a leg trip you, are knocked to the ground, right next to Travis.
Utter one word and I will break your arm.
You can try, man, but these 24-inch Arbucks are unbreakable.
Enough of you magma morons. Cloister, clamp onto the Mighty Anna, then self-destruct while I retreat.
What?
Through the remnants of the smokescreen, you can hear Cloister clamp down, charge up, and you can hear AJ booking it for the shoreline. What does Chris do?
While Chris would really and truly want to go and stop AJ, his somewhat niceties towards Travis is enough to make him go, I really, really hate you sometimes. So what basically Chris is going to try to do is have Ginger use Crunch on the Cloister, to latch onto it and then chuck it to the side to somewhat get it away from having a direct impact on the Madiana.
All right, dexterity plus brawl. +3 to this.
4 out of 9.
Ginger rushes forth, tackles the shell just enough to loosen its grip on Mightyena, who leaps out of the way. Ginger swings it around Solange Bowser style into the ocean, skipping towards AJ.
Oh.
The last thing you see is her wide-eyed expression before splish.
While that happens, Chris actually tries to protect the meathead. He tries to protect Travis from the blast.
The water clears. No sign of them.
Thanks for saving Madiana, man.
Chris just sort of gives him a look.
No, seriously, I owe you big time. On the way back to HQ, let's break into a toy store. Get something nice for your little girl. My treat.
Chris stops in his tracks. We are going to tactfully acquire those toys. Got it?
Tactfully Acapulco. It sounds overly highfalutin. I'ma steal that.
You're gonna tactfully acquire.
Wait, I'ma tactfully acquire that.
You're lucky I have a soft spot for dogs. Anyway, let's go.
The two of you head back to base with a slight detour on the way. And that's what you remember.
Oh my Arceus, I know who she is.
Oh, neat. You guys were friends then? Or you're back on the park bench, mid-bite into your donut with Angel.
Takes the donut out of his mouth. No, we were, colleagues from rival companies, trying to one-up our business. She tried, but unfortunately their business went down the drain, if you catch my drift.
Cool plus perform.
Oh boy, he is not cool at all. And he can't perform neither, so this is not gonna end well. It's 1 out of 3.
So you do customer service too?
Well, I did work at my own daycare center for dogs, Pokemon. I think she worked at another center, but probably not specifically for dogs, but my breeding was better than hers.
Okay.
Angel, did I ever tell you just how amazing your hair looks?
It is?
I mean, what sort of product do you use?
Oh, thank you. I just used regular, fuck it. Fake tears, because I'm worth it, and nothing else. That's a slogan. It's the cheapest they had, so.
Well, you look absolutely fantastic. You should keep using that product. It looks luscious.
Takes a very appreciative bite of her cronut.
Yes, Cronut.
Just in his mind, oh my God, I actually know who AJ is. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. I need to tell Maddie and Velma immediately.
Cutting over to Maddie, by the way.
Yeah.
What's she doing for her downtime?
So you said I could train up to 2 Pokemon, but if I want to do something else besides that, should I just train 1 and then have my other time be spent?
Sure, that makes sense.
Yes, so I'm gonna train Lucille to learn Bounce. So the way that we're gonna do it is, mayhaps there is a child's birthday party or a trampoline or a bouncy house somewhere.
There is a bouncy house shaped like a Snorlax, and there are a bunch of kids are on it right now.
Great, so it's like a public one, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. So we go over there. Maddie's like, all right, Lucille, we're going to learn a new move today. I know it might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but I want to diversify your typing in your moves a little bit. So, just have fun and bounce on the Snorlax, Celine.
Looks at her sharp hooves.
Oh, Maddie rifles through her bag. So I pull out some spare swatches of fabric and then some rubber bands, elastics. Maddie gently puts them over Lucille's claws and secures them by putting the rubber bands over the fabric.
They're like the little dog rain shoes.
Lucille's kind of walking at first flicking her feet.
It's very weird for her, but after a while, she heads towards the bouncy castle.
Maddie goes up with her just to encourage her.
I need you to make, you know what? This is fucking cute plus lore.
Okay.
1 out of 3. She bounces a bit, and she has to make sure her horns don't touch the walls.
I thought you were gonna say the children.
Oh.
Okay, fine. The children too. I'll include them in the
Wait,
scene.
so is this enclosed or is it more like a trampoline?
Oh, it's enclosed. And she's getting the hang of it, She's getting some nice air. And it goes okay until the kids see a cute little Lucille and they try to grab onto her ears and horns and bounce with her.
No. Children, do not touch my Pokemon, please.
Lets out a huge smoke screen and the kids start screaming.
Let's get out of here. And Maddie, paws around for Lucille.
She is booking as fast as she can, but it's very wacky in her little booties.
Oh,
Her limbs are going all over the place.
It's okay, come here. And Maddie grabs Lucille and they both dive out of the bouncy house.
Yeah, but that is one training success. Lucio's up to 4, and you want to spend 3 of those to learn Bounce.
Yes.
With Lucio's current insight, you'll have to forget one of the moves that are currently learned. So you got Scratch, Stomp, Leer, Ember, Smokescreen.
Let's do...
And there is a correct answer.
I always pick the wrong answer because I always pick the status-based moves. But I have 2 physical moves already, so let's do Scratch.
That is the correct answer.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, poof. Lucio forgets to use her claws and instead uses her hooves for extra air.
Whee!
You now learn Bounce, and this is a charge move, so you declare it on the first turn. You're up in the air. You are out of range for any attacks coming your way. And on the second round, you bounce back down and bam him. And it has a good chance to paralyze him.
Nice.
And it's a flying type move. Good coverage.
Yeah. I tried to be smart.
Okay, so what is the second thing you wanted to do?
I want to take a look at the designs that I have for my thesis, my final.
Okay, last I remember, your assignment was to make a costume for Ginger.
Or no, Ginger and Goonie.
Goonie wasn't part of your assignment, but you can include that as extra credit if you
Extra
want.
credit? Okay, so we'll start with Ginger.
You have the materials. You have the psychic gem. You have the leather. You have the skill. All you need is time and elbow grease. So, why don't you roll me clever plus crafts?
3 out of 5.
Describe the process. Go through your artistic method.
So Maddie's looking at her sketch kind of back and forth at this kind of circlet that she's designed for Ginger. A little bit nervously pulls out the leather. She doesn't usually work with leather. She's more used to fabric, but for this, it's the right call. And she wants for her final to show that she can do different things as they challenged her to do. She starts working with the leather, and she's sitting cross-legged in the grass with all of this stuff around her. She's always been a little disorganized when she works and just works anywhere and everywhere. And she starts putting together the leather. She goes along with the measurements that she definitely took from Ginger while Chris was sleeping. She very precariously takes out the psychic gem and starts to attach it on.
Attaching the psychic gem is the most difficult part of the process because this is an elemental gem. It has power. You have to be just delicate. So you take a little tiny hammer and just mash it in. And it clicks almost perfectly into place. You feel a faint hum of psionic energy just vibrate through the circlet. You now have a... What would you like to name this item? It is your item, after all.
A psychic circlet just feels too on the nose. It's time for a thesaurus. The mystic medallion. I know medallion's more like a... No, you could wear a medallion as a headpiece.
You can?
And if I'm wrong, the comment section can correct me.
You have the Mystic Medallion. When you give this to a Pokemon and they wear it, they gain resistance to a type that they may be weak against if that type is weak to Psychic. So, give it to Ginger. She's no longer weak against fighting. She's just neutral.
Nice.
And as you are admiring your handiwork, you notice on the street in the distance, you hear a tiny little...
Hello?
There's this tiny little blue-yellow Minun walking down the street.
A Minun?
Oh.
Just looking around.
Oh my god. Okay. Minuns are one of my favorite Pokemon. She kind of gently goes over and she goes, "Oh, are you lost?"
He jumps into the air, hides behind a trash can.
"Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay." You know what? She pulls out a couple of the whoopers.
You snuck a few in your pocket, sure.
"It's okay. Here. Take a few of these. You must be very hungry if you're lost."
He takes his little tiny hands around 2 of the whoopers. He takes a little nibble of one of them. he just puts the other one to his side. He's still looking around.
Are you looking for someone?
Gives you a nod.
Is there any way you could describe them to me?
So in order to understand his charades, this is definitely clever plus lore.
I have other ideas too, but I want to start here. 0 out of 3.
His dancing's cute. You don't know what it means, but it's cute.
Okay, this didn't really help. Maybe I could use my psychic powers?
Maddie closes her eyes and imagines that she's saying, like, telepathically to the Minun, like,
Who are you looking for?
Oh, so you're trying to communicate telepathically with it. Okay.
Yes.
Insight plus empathy.
2 out of 5.
You can't communicate, like, words with it. But he understands what you're trying to convey through your emotions, and you can understand his emotions. He's not lost. He's looking for his friend.
A puzzle!
Exactly.
Oh my god, Maddie says it out loud.
In the wild or in domestic environments, Minums are never far from their plusles.
Okay, let's go find your friends, okay?
I'd say it's around this time that the three of you reconvene. I'll say that maybe you meet up at the D&D pop-up shop to grab the posters that you promised to help hang up.
Can I walk up holding the Minun's hand like a toddler?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
But you have to crouch very low down because it's like
Yes.
less than a foot tall.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm like squatting and like walking at the same time.
Yeah, passersby on the street are just looking at you. I mean, I guess that's cute, but geez, that's your back, man. Ah.
Leg workout. It's like day.
But the three of you meet up at the pop-up shop. You have posters in tow and Minum at hand.
Hey guys! What you doing?
I'm not normally taller than you, so this is new.
Well, I found this Minun in the park, or rather, it kind of found me, they did, so... You guys haven't seen a Plusle anywhere, have you?
Not as far as I know. Chris?
Yeah, no, I cannot say I've seen one. This is very strange.
Oh, look, they're so cute!
The Minum is sort of hiding behind Maddie's leg,
Hey.
but peeking out at the two of you.
It's okay, these are my friends. Just like you have your Plusle, these are my Plusles.
There's a beat of silence, and he just sort of shyly waddles out and lets out a...
Right. Indeed,
Yeah, that's
indeed.
fair.
What about you, Chris? What you up to?
Chris looks at Maddie and his eyes slowly get a little wider before going, I have a lot to tell you two.
Yeah?
Are you okay?
Kind of in autopilot mode at the moment, but, he looks at the little Minum, he's like, all right, little buddy, well, unless you want to get trauma dumped, I would prefer that you close your ears for what you are about to hear.
He looks at his whooper ball, tucks it under his arm, takes his little nubby arms, and covers his ears.
Oh, he's so cute.
A polite one. I appreciate that. So, you guys remember that King of the Mountain Brawl that Velma and myself will be participating in, correct?
Yeah.
And do you remember any of the judges from there?
I think one of them was like gym leader of some kind. There were two other ones.
Got to be honest with you, it's like taking a test at school. Like, once I did it, I kind of forgot all about it, so... No.
Yeah, well, I wish I could forget about it. There was a woman there who happened to be one of the 3 judges for the Mountain Brawl, and yeah, they're the personal assistant of the mayor for Newton Town. Do you remember her? Brown hair, glasses, kind of stoic looking?
I mean, vaguely.
Seems kind of familiar. Yeah. Why?
Well, you guys remember how I used to be a part of that naughty gang of misfits?
Sure.
Interesting phrasing, but yes.
Yeah, well, she was also part of a gang of naughty misfits, but for the other team.
So she's like your rival?
It's more like I may have caused some irreversible traumatic damage to her.
Do you think she remembers you?
That's hard to tell considering that she didn't seem to react when I was on stage.
What if the only reason you got in the Mountain Brawl was because of that? And she's trying to enact her revenge?
I mean, I don't know, considering the fact that when I last saw her, she was quite aggressive, but this one seems almost as if she's nothing of the same from what she was before. I mean, to be fair, I did almost like
How long ago was it?
a few years ago.
Well, maybe she's gone to therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe she forgives you.
I don't think anyone would forgive me for what I did, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, nobody is beyond forgiveness, mostly. So you're probably fine.
Live and you learn.
Chris looks at Velma, looks at Maddie. He kneels down to Velma, whispers into her ear what he did.
Wait, why am I not included in this conversation?
There's a reason. Yeah.
Not fair. Why are you keeping me out of it?
Yeah. I was not a nice man back then.
That's rough, buddy.
Don't make me use my psychic powers. I don't know if that would actually work.
If you do that, you're probably gonna get worse than just a replay of it. You're gonna get the entire flashback, I'm fairly certain, and I don't think you should see that. But let's just say I've done something that was really, really, really un-Chris-like of me.
Well, you're different now. Maybe she sees that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I get this really unnerved feeling about her. It's like almost as if it's like unfinished business. Like she knows, but I can't make heads or tails of it.
So, do you think that you should stay in the King of the Mountain Brawl or drop out?
Well, I had an idea, but I don't think either of you are gonna like it.
Yeah?
I've had plenty of ideas that you don't like, and so has Velma. Hit us with it.
I want to ask Maxine for her help.
That's what I didn't expect.
There's multiple layers to this. What?
I feel as though she's the only one that could get me and us close enough to AJ to find out more about why she's here in the first place. And also, there's just something I have to know. Does she remember what happened all those years ago? And not only that, but she might actually know something about the Cult of Nuzlocke. I mean, she was in an organization before, and she knows much about how the inner workings of them go, so maybe she might actually have some connections to it, but who's gonna tell us that, really? I can't just walk up to AJ and go, "Hey there, buddy old pal that I almost destroyed back then. It's me, that one magma grunt. Do you know anything about the Cult of Nuzlocke?"
At this point, people on the street are staring at your sudden outburst of that.
Oh no.
Fellas just jump up and cover herself and be like, oh, that's right, the Fuzz Rocks, that's right, that's a new band that's coming into town. We definitely gotta go check it out. Isn't that right, man?
Oh yeah, I love the Fuzz Rocks.
Yeah. In fact, let's go get our tickets right now. Let's go right now. And we just kind of shuffle on over into an alley. Are you nuts? You can't just talk about cults in the middle of the street and shout it out willy-nilly.
Okay, to be fair, I was kind of in my feelings right then and there, so cut me some slack.
Okay.
Second of all, an alleyway, we couldn't just go back to Angel's place?
We don't know how far that is. This is the next closest thing we got. Pickers can't be choosers.
Fine.
I understand where you're coming from with your idea, but why would Maxine help you get closer to AJ to learn more about the Cult of Nuzlocke?
Yeah, the last time we saw her, she tried to turn us into a crystal shish kebab.
Why is she no longer with the Cult of Nuzlocke?
Do we know that for sure?
Why was she out in public without her cultist uniform?
Well, because...
Every other individual we've met from the Cult of Nuzlocke has been in uniform all day, 24/7.
For all we know, it could be a disguise. And I know disguises.
Right, she should be undercover. She could be.
I highly doubt she's still stuck with the Cult of Nuzlocke, considering that after we beat her Lucario ran off with her. Even when he knew I had the perfect opportunity to go and finish the job, I didn't. So, breaking the rules.
That's true. She didn't release her Lucario after that.
Well, even if she isn't with the cult anymore, how can you be so sure that she doesn't want revenge on us?
Well, that is a gamble that I am very willing to take, but again, this all boils back down to you guys trusting me and my judgment. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I think with a little heart-to-heart, I might be able to convince her to at least make some kind of deal with us to where she scratches our back, we'll scratch hers, whatever that might be.
You are playing with fire here, buddy.
Well, I do have a fire Pokemon, so kind of used to it.
Bad jokes aside, I suppose it wouldn't be entirely a bad idea to try and learn something.
I trust you.
But I don't know if you should go alone.
Maybe we can take this back to Angel's flat. Maybe we should go there and talk. But I also really have to find this little guy's Plusle.
Yes, we do need to find their +1.
Plusle 1.
Oh my God! Did I just have a revelation? Whoa! Is that what it really means? +1, or is it just a pulse? What is the play on words for that Pokemon?
I don't think it's +1. It's just an anagram of pulse.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
But you know what? A for effort.
Yay!
I don't know. You guys can come with me if you want, or I can go search on my own, then I'll meet you back at the flats. It's up to you.
I'll come with you.
To the three of you, drawing this hell of a discussion to a close for the time being, leave this crusty alleyway and...
Wait. Before we go, can I make a quick perception check to see if anybody was listening with my, psychic powers?
Insight plus alert.
4 out of 5.
Up high on little fire escapes on these side of the buildings, the tiniest little fluff of energy then scatters away.
Guys, I don't think we were alone for that conversation.
But
What do you mean?
Did I see where it went, Kay?
From what you could tell, it climbed up the building onto the roof out of sight.
So I wouldn't be able to catch up to it.
Absolutely not. Not with not how far away it is.
Okay. We need to watch our backs. Let's move this elsewhere.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
So wait, Velma, are you coming with me to search, or...?
yeah, I'll come with you.
Okay. Chris, we can meet you back at Angel's if you want to go straight there, or you can come with us.
I'll head back to Angel's to at least get her caught up to speed on what's happened, and that way we'll have a proper conversation when you guys return. But just be careful. I feel like the walls have ears here.